Hi guys, my name is Christian. I'm a Web3 engineer and entrepreneur, and today we're going to talk about Ops Calendar. So, one of the biggest problems that you face when you're a high performance engineer or a high performance entrepreneur, or basically you're someone who has a lot of tasks, a lot of responsibilities in his hands. It becomes painful to track what you need to focus on every week and every month because there's just so much happening, right? Now, once I learned the operations calendar, everything was more streamlined and easier for me because I now understand how I should go about planning my week, planning my month, planning my year. So here's how it goes. An operations calendar is basically just a yearly calendar of things you are going to do for a certain responsibility, be it your startup, be it your product, be it your family. It really depends on what responsibilities that you have. And the purpose of this is that you want to make sure that you track on a weekly interval what your responsibilities are, or even monthly interval, what your responsibilities are for each of those months, for each responsibility. So for example, as a person, as a man in his 25th year, some of my responsibilities are my family, myself, so taking care of myself, my health, my learning. Let's say my business or my company. So I'll add here biz or comp. And let's say I have a certain non-profit organization or community, I can add here com. So these are four of my responsibilities that I should be focused on for a single year. And here's how to do an ops calendar. At the end of each year, you need to do a yearly planning for each of your responsibilities. Particularly, most common yearly planning occurs for businesses and companies, including communities as well. So the way you do that is you lay down all your goals, your vision, all the targets that you want to achieve, everything that you want to do for a year, and then you lay down in which month or week you're gonna start focusing on or thinking about it. So for example, let's say for family, for January to Feb, I want to focus on building muscle with the family. So let's say going out to the gym with the family, right? Then for March and April, let's say I want to focus on having more dinner times with my family. So more dinner time. Okay? Let's say for the entire year, I want to focus on my powerlifting. Then for my business or my company, for the Q1, let's say I want to focus on the internals of the company. And then for April, I want to focus on starting when it comes to, let's say, expansion, right? And then for community, let's say we have an event on January, an event on March. Now, this is where it gets beautiful, right? You have a shit ton of responsibilities that you have to deal with every single day, which is family, self, business or company, and then community. So you gotta ask yourself, when you're doing your weekly scheduling, weekly planning, or monthly planning, you're going to ask yourself, what am I supposed to do this month? How do I make sure that I'm very intentional and purposeful with my time? And here's the answer. For example, you're doing a monthly planning or weekly planning for your January schedule. Using the ops calendar, you can see easily which priorities or which responsibilities have something you should be focusing on in this month. For family, we need to focus on building muscle as a family. Okay? That means for Jan, I need to build muscle with fam. Okay? It goes for fam. Now for self, I wrote here I want to focus on my powerlifting. For our business and company, I want to focus on our internals. So we held a yearly ops calendar or yearly review and yearly planning, and we reflected that in the first quarter of the year we want to focus on internals. And then for community, we see that we have an event. Right? So the beauty of this is that with this ops calendar, you know that eventually in your year you need to focus on more dinner time with your family. You want to focus on your expansion for your business income, and you have another event for your community by March. But for January, it's none of your concern, because based on your ops calendar, the things you should only be focusing on for this month is written here, right? So this is January, and this is what you should be focusing on for the month of January. And it made every single thing in my life so much more streamlined and easier, because now I know what I'm supposed to do. I don't reflect in each one every week or every month. I already reflected for every single thing before the year started, and all I have to do is to make sure I execute what I've laid down, and then realign and redirect if it is needed. And it changes everything, because I used to do things by reflecting every single week, every single month. And reflection takes a lot of time, a lot of decisions, a lot of thinking. But if you plan and reflect on your year ahead for every single responsibility, it gets easier. And you can also look ahead. If someone invites you around September to go to a certain event, and then you saw your ops calendar that you're packed at September, you can easily say, hey, I have a lot of things I gotta do in September. I have this and that and this and that. I don't think I'll be able to make it and give you the best headspace that I can give. So I'd rather not. Now, that's it for Ops Calendar, and it's something that changed my life. Thank you for listening. If you want to know more, subscribe.